Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. Today we will do the match review of Real Madrid versus Cadiz, and it was the visiting team. It was the team that finished second in the Segunda last year, and it was the team that was nearly promoted, which showed the fight, the determination, the desire to win, which took all the 3 points in the end. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we will do the post-match analysis of Real Madrid versus Cadiz. We will talk about the lineup. We will talk about what exactly went wrong with Real Madrid. So stay with me for a few minutes here. Now coming to the lineup, we had Courtois at goal with Ramos and Varane ahead of him. Nacho kept his place in the starting lineup, and we saw Marcelo get the nod ahead of Mendy. In the midfield, we saw some changes. Zidane went with Isco, Modric and Casemiro, and in the attack, we had Benzema, Vinicius and Lucas Vasquez. Now we will not go into the tactical analysis of the game. I am going to put a separate video on that for you guys tomorrow. But coming back, we saw Casemiro and Valverde were rested, and boy oh boy, we missed Casemiro in the first half. I have been critical of Casemiro in the past, but I also acknowledge he is still one of the best defensive midfielders in the world and is one of the most important figures in the side. We have been saying Real Madrid need to play better. Real Madrid are getting the results, but they are not convincing, and we have been talking about these things in the comment section on the channel. And today, Real Madrid as a team didn't really show up at all. The players were far too lethargic. The players lacked focus. Very early in the match, it was an error from Toni Kroos and Modric inside Real Madrid's penalty box that provided an opportunity for Cadiz to score, and had it not been for an off-the-line clearance of Ramos, we could have gone behind right at the very beginning. Then Cadiz scored the only goal of the match. The Madrid defense was caught napping. It was a diagonal cross from Negredo, and then Negredo made a cushioned pass for Lozano, completely taking out the Real Madrid defense. And all Lozano had to do there was chip the ball over Courtois, giving his side the advantage. Ramos here was a step behind in reacting to the proceedings, and when you have a look at the goal, it was such an easy goal. Very poor from Real Madrid to start the match in that way. But if we talk now about the overall performance of Madrid in the first half, no doubt it was one of the worst performances that Real Madrid have put up in a long time. It's not like they have been uprooting trees in the previous performances this season, but Cadiz had 5 proper goal-scoring chances, that too within 15 minutes in the match. On some other day, with better opposition having better attacking talent, Real could have so easily conceded 3 or 4 goals in the first half. It was lazy, it was lackluster, and I think Real were really lucky to keep the scoreline at 1-0 at halftime. It was almost like Real had underestimated the opposition. Probably, they had a misconception about Cadiz in their mind, and it was Cadiz who was making those penetrative runs, creating those goal-scoring chances, and they look like a team with hunger, with desire. The only good chance that we had in the first half was Varane's header from a corner, which of course was off target. Real lost the ball a number of times, instigating those counter-attacks. Our midfielders were off colour, but I won't completely blame them. There wasn't much movement happening up front. Anyways, such kind of a performance is not acceptable by Real. It's not acceptable that Real dropped the level so low against a newly promoted side. In the second half, we saw Zidane make those panicky substitutions. Valverde, Casemiro, Asensio and Militao came on for Isco, Modric, Vasquez and Ramos. Ramos was probably subbed off due to the knock that he took in the first half. Zidane was asked about the extent of the injury in the post-match interview, where he said it was a minor thing and nothing much to worry about. With all those changes, the movement and passing improved in the second half. In the second half, we did create much more, and especially towards the final stages of the game, we were making more effort to break down the opposition. But Cadiz hung on to the lead, and credit must be given to Cadiz. They were not fazed that they were up against Real Madrid, up against the champions of Spain, playing away from home. They just had a crack at Real Madrid in the first half, kept the defensive structure in the second half, didn't allow Real Madrid to hit their stride, and you could see the emotions when the whistle blew in the faces of Cadiz player and the Cadiz coaching staff. It's a huge victory for them. First time in the history that they have managed to beat Real Madrid in their home ground. Credit must be given for the commitment and effort that they showed in the match to keep Real Madrid at bay. Benzema once did hit the crossbar from a shot far away from goal, and Vinicius too had a couple of decent chances. But have a look at the stats here. Real Madrid had just 2 of their 14 shots on target. Just tells you what a poor performance Real Madrid truly had. After the match, Courtois spoke about how the defeat is a wake-up call and is a good thing ahead of the Champions League and the El Clasico. He tried to put a positive ring to the defeat, but I would say the signs have been there for a very long while now. We haven't had a single good performance this season, and by now, the players should be aware. After winning match after match, barely by a difference of one solitary goal, they should have noted that they were not playing well rather than staying in denial that everything is good, we are top of the table, we are sailing fine. We are not sailing fine. Winning every game by the bare minimum is not a norm of Real Madrid and it is not the standard of Real Madrid. It's only because Barcelona and the rest of the competitors have not been able to take advantage, we still have breathing space. Casemiro, on the other hand, also came out to speak about the performance of Real Madrid. He had a much more critical tone, and I quote, "We have to look at the mistakes, but the attitude in the first half was not good enough, and we've lost 3 points against a very organized side who knew exactly what they had to do on the pitch. We have to forget about it because we now have the Champions League week, and it's important for us to start well, and it's a very long and hard week." So that is what Casemiro had to say about the performance of Real Madrid. Going into the match, we were expecting Real Madrid to score some goals, show us some good display, get us a comfortable win. We were probably expecting Real to score 3 or 4 goals, but Real have showed lack of willingness, lack of panache, and lack of passion. The only good thing about yesterday was that Barcelona dropped points as well against Getafe, and we managed to cling on to the first spot in the league thanks to no merit of our own. We need to do better. We need to be more aggressive in our play. We have to learn quickly from this defeat and now move on to prepare properly for the big challenges that lie ahead. So that is my match reaction. Now it's your turn to let me know what you felt about the performance that Real Madrid put up. Write in the comments below. As I said earlier, tomorrow we will do a bit more in-depth analysis in the tactical review video. Subscribe and give me a like to keep hearing my melodious voice. I will see you tomorrow. Till then, take care. And as always, Hala Madrid.
Yeah.